asking to please do so. Kids like Joshua depend on you. You know, CHEO is part of an international team of hospitals around the world that are dedicated to improving children's health. And because we are in that role, children right here in our community are benefiting, especially those with rare diseases. And this is their story.
There are children at CHEO fighting the diseases we know: cancer, cystic fibrosis, diabetes. But then there are others fighting diseases we've never heard of and drive doctors here and around the world to save them. Children like Abigail Morrow. She was a healthy child. And then this suddenly started to happen. She lost the ability to walk or talk. Her diagnosis left her parents shocked. Just days after symptoms presented, their Pembroke doctor sent them to CHEO. They were rushed through emergency.
So as soon as they walked in and introduced themselves, "Hi, I'm Dr. Sheikh. I'm an oncologist and hematologist," it's when my heart dropped.
Abigail's original diagnosis was a vicious cancer called neuroblastoma. She also has an extremely rare disease called opsoclonus myclonus ataxis syndrome, a neurological disorder that attacks a part of the brain. It impacts as few as 1 in 10 million people per year. It also affects less than 3% of children fighting neuroblastoma. The connection is unknown.
The damage that may have already been caused to her cerebellum has already done a little bit of, I'll call it permanent damage, where she's always going to have behavioral issues. She's always going to have cognitive issues and learning issues and disabilities.
Abigail just isn't herself anymore, prone to rage, violence, and insomnia. She endured surgery and chemotherapy to deal with the cancer. A relapse is a high risk, but treating her OMS is even harder.
That's the hardest part, is watching her. Like, the light in her eyes is just gone. She's not the same girl. Like that girl you guys saw laughing. That's the old Abigail. We don't see that much anymore.
The OMS is treated with steroids, but it's not a long-term solution. Her body can only take so much. On this day, another look at her brain.
So it'll be about 45 minutes for her head.
Abigail is a medical puzzle requiring frequent, difficult procedures.
Yeah, sure where it goes. You know where it goes, right?
Despite so much intervention,
There's Mommy right there. I said, what is happening here?
she still enjoys going to CHEO, where medication makes her many procedures easier. They have all put their lives on hold. Difficult because they also have 2 other children, including a newborn.
Where are you going to stick that one? On the baby, where? Right here? No. Oh, look at how beautiful he looks.
Well, I think there comes a time where it's not in their hands anymore. So we have to make the best of a crummy situation. And like, she didn't want this. We're just dealt it, you know? So I think at the same point, as bad as it gets, it could be worse.
Who's that? Is that your friend?
CHEO's partnerships with experts around the world as a leading children's hospital helps Abigail immensely. There are so few OMS children in the world that international partnerships mean the difference between life and death.
Who I've been in contact with, who's basically the go-to person from around the world and very receptive to helping anybody that needs help. So we went with his standard protocol, which is how we treated her initially. And then when things did not go well, when we started to wean, we've been in contact with him, and he's been helping us with suggestions on what's the best way to get this back under control.
Abigail's day-to-day life is a constant battle. A struggle to find solutions to keep the OMS from attacking her brain.
IVIG treatment. It's like a antibody, I think it is. And she gets it every month.
Even the treatment to save her life is hard, especially for a child so young. For her, knowing the why is impossible. But for all the moments of pain, there are moments of joy.
Does the elf make footprints on your cupboard?
then more moments of pain, followed by glimmers of peace. Such is a life of a child fighting for her life.
Good boy. Let's see what on
There
TV.
she is.
There's Abby.
We have some news, right, don't we, since last time we saw you, my little Abigail? You've been to see the only expert for OMS in North America,
Yes.
and you're doing some further tests, but her behavior has gone downhill since we saw you. So this angelic appearance that everyone can enjoy is not what you're experiencing at home,
She has her moments, and this is a good moment.
right?
But she's very
Look at you,
unpredictable,
look
and
at the
that's the
camera.
problem. She's unpredictable, and she's our firecracker. She's explosive but beautiful.
And the OMS would mean that you're on a fifth protocol, right? And still with Dr. Johnston, who we know from oncology, to try and find a solution to manage her OMS, because whenever it comes back, it's damaging her brain.
Yeah, so there is no cure. All we're doing is protecting her brain for the time being, because every relapse that occurs causes permanent damage that won't be able to be reversed.
And how are you two doing with the stress? You're a busy
Coping.
household.
We're all right.
Yeah.
You have no choice but to cope, and
That's what a lot of CHIO parents say, actually. What choice is there?
Yeah.
Right? You have to do what you have to do. The fact that her behavior is escalating and that the protocols haven't worked, in terms of protecting her brain, do they give you any ideas to how long we can protect her brain with protocols? Is it experimental?
there's no exact date.
We just keep going. We just keep on trying everything we can. We've done everything that Canada can offer us right now. So that's why we went to the States, and hopefully what he has planned, he's treated most OMS people in the world, and what he has planned, he'll work with our CHIO doctor, our oncologist, Dr. Johnston, and hopefully that will put her in a place where she's at a baseline, so we don't have to keep medicating her, because right now she's on chemos, she's on steroids, she's on a lot of experimental drugs that we don't know the long-term side effects because it's so rare.
And how old is his oldest patient?
I know there are about a couple 16-year-olds, but we still don't know what it does.
But most of them are not independent. They're semi-independent living.
Williams.
Most of them do not graduate high school, and a lot of them, or actually all of them, can't hold full-time jobs.
So you're just coping.
We're just coping.
All right, well, we're glad that you have the support of CHIO to help you cope. Thank
We
you
are
very
too.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Timothy. We have another